Okay, so are you ready to unlock, like, a whole new world?
Yeah.
Literally. Because today we are going deep diving into this whole world of learning foreign
Oh,
languages.
I like that.
It's going to be awesome. And we're going to be focusing on how to really master those tricky vocabulary words that, we all struggle with.
Yeah.
Those ones that just won't seem to stick in our brains.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've got some super insightful excerpts that we're going to be pulling from a piece about all these tips and tricks that can really help language learners.
Cool.
And I'm telling you, there are some real gems in here.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you're just like hitting a wall,
Yeah.
when you're trying to remember new words?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like you just can't seem to make them stick?
All the time.
I know, I think we've all been there. But get this, context is seriously key.
Go.
And what I mean by that is it's not just about, like sitting down with flashcards and memorizing endless list of words.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
all about like making those words meaningful so
Yeah.
you can actually remember them.
Okay, I like that.
That. Right. So our brains are actually like hardwired
Hmm.
to remember things way better when they're connected to something we already understand.
That's true.
Right. It's just how we're built. And
Right.
think about it. You probably learned your very first words just through like everyday life interactions,
Mhm.
with your parents or caregivers,
For sure.
not from some boring old textbook.
Yeah, nobody's sitting there, with a newborn with flashcards.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is where things get really interesting. They actually
Yeah.
suggest in this article that we can like label objects all around our house with their foreign language names.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that a cool idea? So just imagine like walking into your kitchen and instead of seeing fridge on your refrigerator,
Right.
you see refrigerator,
Oh, I love that.
right? You're just like passively learning Spanish without even like realizing it.
Right. Just by living your life.
Exactly, just by living your life. And it can go like way beyond labels too.
Okay.
Like what about watching movies with subtitles
Oh,
or
yeah.
even reading children's books in another language?
I like.
These aren't just, fun activities to do in your spare time.
Right.
They're actually like super powerful tools to help you soak up new vocabulary in a way that feels totally natural.
It's passive. It's fun.
Exactly. And speaking of fun,
Yes.
let's talk about tech. Because guess what?
What?
There's an app for that.
Of course there is.
Well, actually, there are tons of apps.
There are tons of apps for everything.
Right, so many. And there's some really cool ones that use things like gamification and spaced repetition
Oh, okay.
to make language learning way more engaging and way less like a chore.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Right. And I've heard of these, but to be honest, sometimes all the tech stuff can feel a little overwhelming.
Yes. Sure.
So can you like break it down for me and for our listeners who might not be familiar with these concepts?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So gamification basically just means like turning learning into a game.
Okay.
So think about like points and rewards, leaderboards, maybe even a little bit of like friendly competition with other learners. And it just taps into our natural desire to like win and have fun. And it makes the whole learning process way more enjoyable.
So it's like instead of feeling like I'm studying, I'm actually playing a game.
Exactly.
I can definitely get behind that.
Right. And then you have spaced repetition, which is where technology gets like really, really smart.
Okay.
So these apps can actually like track the words that you're learning and they'll quiz you on them right before you're likely to forget them.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
So it's like basically having this like personal tutor in your pocket
Yeah.
who knows exactly when you need a little nudge.
Yeah. And the algorithm's doing it for you. So you don't have to think about it. You don't have to like schedule it or anything.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are so many cool options out there and it's awesome to have these tools. But what about like the mental game?
Right.
Like does our mindset play a role in all of this?
100%. I think you can have all the best apps, all the best resources in the world, but if you're not approaching language learning with like patience and persistence,
Yeah.
it's going to be tough.
I can definitely see that it's so easy to get discouraged when you feel like you're not progressing fast enough.
Of course. And like everyone learns at a different pace too. So just because you see other people, flying through it doesn't mean that's how it's going to be for you. And that's totally okay.
That's a really good point. And it's easy to get caught up in like, reaching the end goal that you kind of forget to appreciate all those little steps along the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any advice on like how we can stay motivated and, not give up?
Yeah. I think finding a language partner or joining an online community can be like super helpful.
Okay.
because it keeps you accountable and it also reminds you that you're not alone in this journey. Like there are other people who are going through the exact same thing.
Right? Like a shared struggle makes it easier.
Totally. And maybe like the most important thing is don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Oh, but mistakes.
I know.
Like I try to avoid those at all costs.
I know, but in language learning, they're inevitable and they're actually valuable because they show you where you need to focus and they help you solidify like what you've actually learned.
So it's like embrace the stumbles and just keep moving forward.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become.
I love that. Okay, so this has been super insightful. We've got the tools, we've got the mindset, we've got, a healthy dose of courage.
There you go.
Are we ready to tackle these words?
I think so.
I think so too.
Let's do it.
And you know what's so fascinating about all of this is that these principles, they actually apply way beyond language learning.
That's true.
It's really about any skill that you're trying to master,
Yeah,
whether it's, playing a musical instrument or picking up a new hobby
I'm sure.
or anything context-engaging tools.
Yeah.
A positive attitude, and yes, embracing those mistakes.
Yes.
Those are all key ingredients for success.
It's all part of the process.
It really is. Okay, so listeners, whether you're learning a new language or, tackling some other big goal, just remember these key ingredients, and who knows, you might just surprise yourself with what you can achieve.
Definitely.
That's it for today's deep dive.
Awesome.
Until next time, keep those brains buzzing.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.